to Arm Wrestling Training. I'm your host for today, Dave Depew. We're going to be talking with Alan Fisher, 26-time world champion. Alan, come on in.
Give it up for Mr. Alan Fisher!
So Alan is like I said, a 26-time world champion. You may have seen him in the movie Over the Top. He was a winner of that championship, as well as some pretty amazing things throughout his 30-year career in arm wrestling, as well as mentoring and training other arm wrestlers. Alan's accomplished a great many things. He's currently a star on the show Game of Arms.
He's a 26-time world champion.
When they say ready, go, boom! I want them to know that they should have never shown up.
If you haven't seen that, you definitely want to check it out. It's epic. It's definitely spurring a huge growth in our industry. And Alan is also an athlete with the World Arm Wrestling League. A new league that is taking the world by storm, really making some huge changes in the sport of arm wrestling. And we're really excited to have Alan today. And what we wanted to do is talk about safety in the sport of arm wrestling. Right now there's a huge surge of new people into the sport, and we're really glad to see that it's not just the same 300 competitors that it's been for many years. There's a lot of new people coming into the sport, a lot of very strong and gifted individuals who are learning arm wrestling from people like Alan.
Great. I keep your elbow in. Over there. Now bring your hand straight.
But unfortunately, as a result, a lot of them are getting hurt, and there's definitely a good way and a wrong way to pull in the sport.
Should be here, but it's up here.
Specifically, we're going to be talking about some of the broke arm positions. So I'm going to turn it over to Alan, and if you can give us at least one broke arm position for now, and we'll review that.
Cool. Well, what's important for me, Dave, is actually just knowing the basics, which leads to getting out of that position of safety. So when you set your arm up on the table, you should always set your elbow foot inside your rib cage. As big as Dave is, he can still get his elbow inside his rib cage. If you look, his shoulder is in back of his arm, or his hand is in front of his shoulder, however you want to put it, but it's in the center of chest. Okay? So when I'm looking at the basics of arm wrestling, to me, it's like, for you newbies, the guys that are just getting involved, learn how to work. Look at the size of this guy's arm, his forearm and chest. If he would just know how to use that, he can pull safely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn Dave's hand in to his chest right here. And I'm going to say, Dave, all I want you to do is use your forearm, your bicep, shoulders, pec to pick straight up. And go ahead, Dave, just do that. Okay, so once you're doing this, you're actually arm wrestling. I'm going to put my hand in here, and we're just going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull to my chest. I'm not going to, there's no pad on this table, and I'm not going to the peg. I just want to let Dave know that he can use all of what he is to pull safely. So pull straight back, I'm going to pull straight back, that's all we're doing. Where the broken arm position comes in is when guys will go set up like this. I'm going to set Dave up where he's got his elbow inside his rib cage, but this time Dave's going to go in a broken arm position. Now pay attention to what happens here is I'm going to give a little pressure going this way. Dave's going to look away from his hand and his forearm, possibly looking down here or looking over there, because he's going to look in the direction he wants to win at, but his shoulder is starting to go inside his forearm and his hand, placing tremendous amount of pressure here on the humerus bone. In a twisted position, that bone can hold about 15 pounds pressure. And there's so many things that actually you have to pay attention to. Your diet, how you train, what you've been doing, how you've been strengthening that. But for all you newbies, this is it. Bottom line, don't throw your shoulder inside your hand and your forearm when you're arm wrestling. So, basic position. Again, elbow inside rib cage, hand in front of center chest. Dave's going to take me down, protecting his hand in his forearm with his shoulder behind his move. Ready? Go. See, no matter what he does, his shoulder is always on this side of his hand and forearm, even when he pins. You can do this with any type of move. So, again, for safety's sake, for your sake, for you, we wanting you to continue in the sport of arm wrestling, learning and growing, this is it. You just don't throw your shoulder inside your forearm or your hand. You always want to protect it and be on the back side of it. Hope that helps.
That's very helpful. Thank you so much, Alan. We appreciate taking the time to do that. Is there anything else that, if you want to break down anything that you feel is important also to avoid, or some of the most common things that you might see?
What are your concerns? Let me ask you that.
So my major concern, like I think you've covered, is like, you know, people looking away. So what we see a lot from people who are new to the sport is they're trying to do a lot of side pressure. So they're pulling their hips away from their arm, and then they're turning away, just like you said there. That's definitely going to put a lot of torque on that humerus, because they're turning their hips out this way and trying to drag the arms across.
Yeah, that's definitely that's also getting in an awkward arm or broken arm position. Side pressure, just to let you know, basically what that means is my hand is going directly, making this move to the peg, so I'm pushing this way. Problem is that puts a lot of pressure down here where the ulnar area is, the ulnar nerve. And when we're doing this, we have a tendency of doing this, which is again a broken arm position or a way to get hurt. We don't want you doing that.
Right. And in that position too, if you've got someone who's really strong also, and they got a lot of power, if they come up on that hand and come back really fast, and it's usually a really fast move, they make what's called a hit. They'll hit against that. You're already in that position there. It's not going to take much. Like Alan said, it's 15 pounds of force right into that area, and that's really easy to generate on a hit. And as soon as that happens, that arm's just going to snap, and it happens really, really fast.
You know, another thing that you just brought this up, Dave, in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking about a lot of different things, but in a losing position where you're taking me down, if I'm trying to push through you, a lot of times the tendency is to go like this, to pick that shoulder up, again, inside the hand and the forearm. See that? And I start to pull it like this. The torque is on my humerus.
Right, and I'm actually in a very strong position, even if he's gaining some leverage with that, I'm still in a strong position that all I would need to do is either roll back up on top to get a little bit more power in it, or even shove forward in the pad.
That's even worse for me.
And if I shove forward into the pad like that, it's definitely going to break that arm.
You got to be careful. Number one, just play it safe. Now, you guys have all seen a lot of arm wrestling over the years, maybe even watching professional arm wrestlers get in these awkward arm positions. That doesn't mean you need to or you should. You should really pay attention to just using what you have, using your muscles, your forearm, your bicep, your shoulders, and just learning how to pull this way, where you just pull it back to your chest more or less.
Right.
You'll get all that other stuff.
It's called pulling for a reason. I mean, the idea is to be able to pull with muscle, and you're going to get, when you pull, you're going to be using forearm, bicep, chest, all together. You're working angles. So the more you can pull in with that muscle, whether you're coming on top of the hand or you're coming inside, like into a hook, either way, and you get to incorporate all those muscles together, it gives you a lot more power. Also, it's the best position for you to be in if you want to be able to drop back. Like tuck your butt in, pull your shoulders back, use more body weight, and that's really where the advantage comes in for someone who's in a heavyweight or super heavyweight class. If you're not dropping, if you're not pulling your knees down, getting into your lock and dropping down, then you're really not using the best tool that you have besides a strong arm. You want to not just stay static on the table. You want to be dynamic and be able to move. But a lot of the guys that don't do that are the ones that are trying to stay into this position, and they're manipulating their body in this fashion and putting themselves into a broken arm position.
Absolutely. Awesome, Dave. Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, we're really glad to have you. So the channel that we're gonna have this on, and we want you to see lots of other great videos that we'll be putting up there, is Arm Wrestling Training, and that's on YouTube. It's a YouTube channel, so youtube.com/Arm Wrestling Training all together. Thank you so much, and I hope you check us out again. Please subscribe to this channel, and we'll make sure to get you a lot of great stuff coming forward.
All right, guys. Thanks very much. Awesome, Dave.
Cool.